Hey guys, so yeah, no intro today. Title of this video is TBD. Probably gonna be something along the lines of important announcement. I've been going back and forth for the last couple of days trying to decide if I'm even gonna make this video, and I've come to the conclusion that I am gonna make this video. It's going to be going to Patreon and YouTube at the exact same time. Don't panic, this is not me saying I'm done with video making. Nope, unfortunately this is a more serious matter. I was actually doing pretty well at catching up. YouTube obviously is going, what are you talking about? You've only just started posting again and they've been mostly trailer reactions. Yes, but people on my Patreon page know that I've finished Mob Psycho, I've caught up on Dororo, I've almost caught up on Slime, and obviously I started watching the new One Punch Man, which immediately got taken down. So I've been sat here trying to watch the second episode and Shield Hero, which could both go up once I've recorded them because they're up to date. But something has been going on in the background that's got nothing to do with Jade, for a change. No, this is something going on with my dad. And tomorrow, he is going to be going into the hospital to prepare for surgery, which he's going to be having on Saturday. Now, there is a history of a heart disease in my family on the male side, which, yes, there is a pretty good chance when I get older that I will have to go through all of this unless I'm extremely lucky. I'll probably end up on medication as well, just like he did, to prevent or at least deter it. To give you a quick overview, my great-granddad was one of 6 brothers, and he was the only one who made it past the age of 40 because the rest all died from heart attacks. Later on, when medical science evolved, that's when they told my granddad, who also had a heart attack, that the reason why he had a heart attack is because his arteries are decaying through no fault of his own. It is a disease that he has. It's ischemic heart disease, and yeah, if you know your medical stuff or you want to Google it, feel free to. But it gets passed down to all of us. My dad has it. There's no way to know if I have it until I get much older. This probably won't affect the channels in as such as I'm not going anywhere just yet. But there is obviously going to be a period where I will be going back to Cornwall, which is where I'm from, which is a long way from here, and I will be helping my dad and my granddad whilst my dad recovers, because he's not allowed to be on his own. He's going to have, his rib cage opened up. All of that is assuming that he comes out at all. And yes, the chances of anything going wrong are minute, but there is still a chance. And unfortunately, luck isn't exactly something that we've had a lot of lately. And he and I didn't realize just how badly he needed this until quite recently, because the reason why I've not mentioned this before, and the reason why I've not kind of said, oh, my dad might have to go in for some stuff, which I would normally do, even if it was just on my Discord, but nobody has been told this for a really simple reason. He didn't know about it. This is literally all happened within the last sort of month and a half. He knew that there was going to be something that needed to be done at some point, as in some doctor just said, something. And then all of a sudden it just became, instead of you'll get an appointment in like a year to 6 months, 2 years, can you come in May? And it was like, what? The NHS doesn't move that quick. What do you mean, can I kind of what? And then, for those of you keeping score, it's not May. He then got a phone call after he'd been... No, he didn't, sorry. He then got told by his surgeon, who was looking at his tests, right in front of him and then basically said, any chance you can come in this weekend? And it was kind of like, oh, yes, you know? Suffice to say that he needs the surgery, is the short end of the stick, is what they've told him. And yeah, he needs it now. So yeah, all of a sudden it's just kind of creeped up on him after having no real issues for a long time, which is kind of scary. And I'm not just saying that for me or for him, I'm saying this to everybody. Make sure that if you don't go, just go and get yourself looked up. If you haven't been to the doctors for a while, just go and ask how, see if they can just give you an overall check. It's something that I've got to do because of this, and I have done for many years anyway, but he does everything he's supposed to, and this has still suddenly gone from not being a problem to, nope, we need to do this now. With literally no time in between. The decaying process is that quick, and if it wasn't for the fact that he was going for a regular test anyway, there's no guarantee he would have been looked at and then subsequently passed on higher up the chain, who then would have seen it and gone, wait a minute, these are only a couple of weeks apart. No, we need him in now. Which again is slightly scary. He's going in for the longest type of operation, and there's pretty much no way to know what's going to happen until the Sunday. Obviously, as most of you know, I used to work in a hospital, so I understand half of what's been said, and I understand completely what the procedure is going to be, which is one of the reasons why I'm kind of more understanding how serious this is, because the places he's going and what he's going to have to do and how dramatic and traumatic the experience is going to be, it's just recovering, never mind the surgery itself, is no small feat. Now, I should also point out that I'm also not a stranger to any of this, because my granddad had a triple bypass, possibly even a quad bypass, but I think it's a triple, 37 years ago. When he did it, it was basically thought of as necromancy. And he was pretty much considered a fool for going under what was deemed experimental surgery at the time, along with all the drugs he was taking, that he was one of the first people to be on certain drugs, and half the drugs, like the statins that get prescribed to people now, he was on the trials for, because in his mind he was going to die unless he tried it. He did try it, and obviously anyone who has heart problems now and takes these drugs knows that they work, and he knew it over nearly 40 years ago. So it's not something that bothers me in that sense, but it is something that is affecting my ability to kind of relax, react, and just enjoy anime, especially at the minute, just because it's, literally here, and all of a sudden it's just appeared out of nowhere. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make a video on it. I wanted it to serve a couple of different purposes. Number one, I just wanted to say it out loud and get it out there, because I know that there are going to be people wondering why I'm so up and down, and I've streamed and I've not streamed. I've done, I did 3 videos, and then I said I was going to do more videos, and then they never came. And the reason why they never came is because that's when, earlier in the week, that's when all of this kicked off, kind of, and then it became, stuff needs to be sorted this week. And on the flip side of that, some of my friends came over, which was perfect timing, because we were, we just had a good couple of days, and last week I had a different friend here, and DeeBeeGeek, who you guys probably all know because we pretty much talk about the same things, he made a really, really kind offer to do with Comic-Con, which unfortunately I can't take up, but yeah, I got some really good friends, and I'm really thankful for that, because some people don't, and my partner is consistently surprised at how nice and helpful and friendly my friends actually are. And yeah, it's kind of nice to get that response when life is not going the way you want it to, and people don't just abandon you, they actually do come and help. Or at least they just come. They don't even have to help. They just have to, be there, be involved, and don't just go, well, yeah, now that things aren't going great, I'm going to go over here. Because I think we all know people like that at the end of the day. And yes, I'm rambling. But the point is that this is something that I wanted to say, and there's so much more I could say on the subject. For those of you who don't know, my dad is the reason that I'm a gamer, because I grew up playing games with him. He is a gamer and has been a gamer for longer than I've been alive. His consoles were the ones that I played on as a kid, and he's the reason I'm good at games in the first place. And the cycle continues because my cousin and my brother and so many other people played games with me when they were growing up because I played them. And yeah, it's just weird to think how things go. And yeah, he had a big impact on me growing up. So anybody else in my family, everything, we've always been a close-knit family. My grandparents were always very close with me. I am very close with everybody, which is one of the reasons why moving away was a difficult thing to do. It was a necessary thing, don't get me wrong. It has to happen eventually. But I do, stay in touch as much as I can, and we do, go back and visit. It's not like some people I know that once they leave, you never see them again. But I'm not perfect, but it is what it is, and that's why the videos are going to be a bit all over the place. That's why I'm going to be a bit all over the place. So if you don't see me online much, if you wonder why I'm quieter in streams, or if you wonder perhaps just why I'm not my usual self, even if the videos do come out in time, I'm pretty much planning to just spend tomorrow editing, so that some stuff can actually come out on YouTube. That's my biggest killer at the moment, is I've gotten so many things recorded, but I just want to keep watching. But I got to edit. The more I watch, the worse of an editing pile I'm creating for myself. So I think tomorrow I might just try and edit Mob Psycho and just get something sorted, and then do all the thumbnails, and then upload it to YouTube. Because at least Mob Psycho usually isn't too bad with the copyright gods. I've noticed now that One Punch Man, I'm not the only one who's lost some episodes, so I must admit I'm kind of debating whether or not I'm even going to bother trying, or whether I'm just going to keep doing redirects. The redirects will be edited though, just as a heads up. And yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to say in this video, but at the same time I just wanted to inform everybody. I don't like communication blackouts. I don't like it when people, companies, entities just don't communicate. Sometimes there's good reasons to. I wasn't sure if I wanted to make a video like this because it's not necessarily it's not all me, it's somebody else, and I know that he's subscribed to this channel, so hopefully, if you are watching this, don't get mad at me. But yeah, I don't know. It's one of those weird things that you just don't ever expect to happen, but it will happen, and worse things will happen. But I've completely lost my train of thought. When I go back and edit this, it's going to drive me mad, because I'm going to see what I was saying and then go, how did you forget you were saying that? But either way, I'm going to end this here, or it's just going to be a half hour of me rambling. I have no idea how long I've been recording for. But that's why I'm the way I am. That's why videos are the way they are. If you don't like it, I completely understand. But my plan is to go back down there at the end of next week, if I can. It will just be a case of trying to figure out logistics. So in the meantime, I will try and carry on as normal, but tonight hasn't worked out at all. I put up a schedule on Patreon, thinking I could watch Shield Hero last night. Completely forgot about One Punch Man, and I was like, that's alright, I can watch them both today. Today is pretty much over with. It's not happening. So I'm gonna go chill and watch a comedy and try to get rid of all of, I'm boiling It's way too hot here. I thought it was just me, but I've checked the thermostat. It is roasting here tonight for some reason, which is not helping. But yeah, my plan is to watch Shield Hero and One Punch Man and edit Mob Psycho 100, not necessarily in that order, but tomorrow I also have something I've got to do in the afternoon, so that's why I was trying to get some stuff done tonight. And I know that everybody watching this is going to be like, well, you've been trying to get stuff done for ages, and yes, that is something that's always in the back of my mind whenever I make a video like this, which is why the other reason I didn't want to make a video like this is I can't seem to get a decent run of making shit without something happening. But this is different to all the other times. This is actually serious, and I will stop. This is just making videos at the end of the day. My family, my real life comes first every single time, and yes, other stuff is just me and us having crappy life issues, but this is different, and I'm sure the majority of you will be okay with that, but those that aren't, you are welcome to that opinion. I would request humbly that you keep it to yourself. If you guys do want to try and catch up on the content and you've been considering supporting the channel previously, like I said before, it is all on Patreon. It will all come to YouTube when I get the time and when everything is calmed down, but at the moment, today, for example, it's not happening. But I look forward to when it does, because there are so many cool shows that everybody's recommended to me. You guys are amazing. I absolutely love reading your comments and your suggestions, and so many people were so happy to see me start posting again, and I have no intention of stopping. I have several shows lined up that you guys on YouTube haven't seen yet, and I have several shows that I'll be continuing once I've gotten this backlog done. Like, My Hero Academia, for example, is going to come back. Hunter x Hunter is going to continue. The only reason I stopped posting them on YouTube is because I stopped posting them on Patreon, even though they're like 20 episodes ahead of you. But I want to make sure that I am in a position to keep posting. Once I start Hunter x Hunter and My Hero Academia again, they ain't getting stopped until they're finished. Now, My Hero Academia, that's real easy. It's only Season 3 I've got left to go. Hunter x Hunter has, like, over 100 episodes, which I now know isn't going to take me that long, because I'm at episode 110 of Naruto. But, obviously, the difference there is that Hunter x Hunter, I actually have to record, film, and then review, and then, think about stuff, whereas Naruto, I can literally just binge 4 or 5 episodes, and before I even know what's happened half the time. But yeah, thank you very much, guys, for your support and understanding. I know some of you guys have actually reached out to me, and if you are one of those people, then you already know who you are, and I appreciate you all. And if you're one of those people who have supported me on Patreon or Subscribestar, which I now have as well, I thank you guys as well for allowing me to do this, and you guys are amazing. And if you have ever commented on a video, you guys are great too, because without you, I would not be able to have some of the great conversations, and sometimes some of you spark my thoughts into another direction, and you may not even realize that it was your comment that made me think of something in another episode that allowed me to theory craft so accurately where Overlord was going, where Shield Hero was going for episodes that have been and gone. I know that DeeBeeGeek shared one of my videos once because he couldn't believe how accurately I predicted it, and I couldn't believe how accurately I predicted it, but yeah, it's because of the interaction with you guys, and we recently passed 3,800 subscribers, and that's with really bad uploading. So I'm really, really hopeful that once the schedule returns to its former glory, we can actually start making some real moves on this channel, and it'll start growing. My only real main concern is going to be the copyright, but we'll deal with that when we come to it. If this channel has to be renamed to Redirect City, then that's what we'll do, but I have other types of videos that I want to start bringing to the channel. I don't know how interesting / successful they'll be, but experimentation is one of the best ways to keep everything fresh, and if you don't innovate, then you either just get into a slight slump or you get burnt out, people get bored. I'm not going to stop doing what I already do, I'm just going to add, which I've already started doing. Like I said, I got tons of videos filmed, I just need to edit them, so until such a time, this is me signing out once again. I hope you guys have a fantastic day with whatever it is you're doing, As always, I will be back soon, and I will see you in my next video. This is Psycho Gold signing out.